What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Looks like we're live. Give me the thumbs up. I'm going live on the Facebook as well. What's going on Facebook and YouTube? I'm here today to talk about a new website that I have. I designed with a few friends and we're putting it out to the world today, and we're looking forward to your emails. It's called usaproductsonly.com. And we're looking to design a website that makes it easy to buy all sorts of stuff, whether it be artwork, jewelry, food, clothes and shoes and such, made in the United States. And it's tough, as you guys know, because everything is made in China or overseas nowadays. And it's even tougher because a lot of stuff that says it's made in the USA or is a US company, everybody's bending over backwards because everything's cheaper overseas. So over the next few weeks, we're going to get hundreds of emails. We're going to filter through your businesses, small businesses, businesses that you guys recommend. And we're going to slowly build and hopefully build the best resource for United States products. So it starts out slow. Check out the website. It's a nice little design, but it's purposely bare when you see it now because we want to add 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 of your businesses. And then we want to add dozens of really good businesses. And as it goes on, check out the website. We're aiming to do the best job that we can, but we want to really try to get 100% made in the USA and eventually work towards 100% US products as far as, material. Because sometimes you can get the made in the USA logo, even if it's not completely made in the USA. It's difficult to weave through it all. We're working on it, and we're going to work with you guys to make that happen over the next few months. So check it out. Right now I have artwork you can see made by Jim Bob, who is someone who follows me and a friend of mine. And I have someone else who follows me. So the art section is going to be filled with people who follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, United States artists who are great and underrated. The clothes and shoes section is a little low now and a little light now, but we're going to get all your favorite stuff on there. And it's going to take a while and it's going to take a lot of looking at, but that's what it is. I'm going to wait for a few people to come in. We'll do some shout outs, and that's the gist of it. I just wanted to let you know before we fully begin. BJ Flynn, what's going on? We got Morganic Travels. Rachel, what's going on? Linda, how are you doing? Happy New Year, guys. Hope you have a good New Year. Blues Jazz, what's up? We have Ann. Kula said, God bless you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Get some shout outs in the house. Yeti said this is the real solution. I hope so. I'm going to do what I can, but I know with my audience, I could get millions of views a week. So my friend ran this idea by me like a couple months ago. He said, hey, I have a good idea for a website and a business. And I was like, I love it. It sounds great. So we built the website and it's going to be a rollout today. I was like, we could spend months and try to get hundreds of businesses on the website. But I was like, let's roll it out. Let's keep it bare because it would be awesome to get dozens of your businesses. And then we have our own community when you guys are Christmas shopping or Easter shopping, you have somewhere to go and check. But I have a lot more filtering to do because it's very difficult. A lot of USA products are not truly made in the USA. So it's very confusing. Beatrice, what's going on? Jolie, what's going on? We got Ulysses from Alabama. God bless you. God bless Alabama. Jada, thank you so much. Beto, thank you so much. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, Rachel. Dawn, thank you so much. All right, so let's get into it now that everybody's in here. Thanks to everybody on YouTube. Thanks to everybody on Facebook. So this all came. I have a friend that I lived near. It was my neighbor actually in Los Angeles, and he had come up to me and said, "I have a good idea." My brother had an idea, and he said, we want to make a website that's 100% made in the USA and really do it right and get small businesses, manufacturers, stuff that's actually made in the USA, get more traffic and revenue to these businesses. And I said, it's a really good idea. So we started thinking about it because, of course, everybody says, create an Amazon of that, which is your own directory, your own everything, and try to do it where it runs like that, where I don't know if you guys remember, but Amazon, it started as just a bookstore and then they grew into that. So at first, sometimes especially when I work with people who give me app ideas and businesses, they have such a big dream that the first step never comes out properly. You get what I'm saying? It's like, we want to do this, 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 and this, but in order to get to D, you got to go A, B, and C. So I said, and we talked, and I was like, let's do an aggregate website to start. So that's what it is. If you'll see now, it's not a fully built database where we have all the products. Eventually, we're looking to grow into something way bigger. But I figured in order to get it out to the public and to make it efficient, we have to start somewhere. So what we're going to do is if you guys reach out to me, you'll see if you go to the usaproducts.com, we have footwear, clothing, a featured small business section right at the top that's empty, because that's going to be where your businesses go. Home goods, food and drink, pet supplies, art, furniture, jewelry, candles, instruments, and fitness. And we're going to add more, and there's going to be way more businesses and categories. But I said, let's start small, because if we try to build all this stuff and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a website, someone said they have Red Wings. Here's an important thing real quick, because I'm reading the comments. We have Red Wings heritage. So this took a lot of time, because certain Red Wings, it was born in the USA, but they eventually moved. Some of their shoes are from overseas. So if you go to our website, we have the Red Wing Heritage brand, and the Heritage brand is made in the USA, because some of the other Red Wing shoes, believe it or not, are not made in the USA. This took way more time than you guys even imagine, even though there's not that many businesses. But in general, this is how we're starting. And then we're going to build a bunch of your websites, your businesses. Someone mentioned Darn Socks in Texas. We're taking tips, and we're going to filter them, make sure they're made in the USA. Then we're going to add them on there. Since it's an aggregate website, similar to like a Drudge Report, where you go and you click onto other, you keep 100% of the profit, and the businesses keep all of the profit. We don't make any money off of your stuff. We're just filtering the traffic through. I'll tell you at the end how we're planning to keep afloat. One, I already have money and time, so I could keep afloat anyway, but we actually have a model. But that's how we're starting. And then if we can get, and I'm already confident, I'm guessing we already got tens of thousands of clicks thanks to you guys on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We have a big audience. You know, the more views we get, the more people come in, the more they go to other stores. So that's how it's starting out. And then eventually, if we get the right, team together and maybe funding, or we'll see where it goes. But it's like we could build into, hopefully grow and make it a full blown website where we can do all sorts of stuff in the US. But for right now, we're focusing on aggregates. Click on the link, and then you go right to their website. They get all the money, and that's what it is. And it looks bare right now, but in a few weeks, we're going to have dozens of websites. We're going to have featured small businesses, all of that. So that's how it came to be. They came to me with that, and we said, let's start simple, and then we'll build. Because if we start too big, it's not going to work out, and we're never going to get it off the ground. So it's off the ground. You could check it out. And I'm looking forward to reading your emails and getting some revenue to you guys. So on our end, I mean, I don't know if you guys care, but our thought is just, not overdo it, not gouge people for prices. And eventually we'll just put advertisements on our own website and hopefully make revenue there. But we're really focused on, especially because of the pandemic, but in general, businesses are getting crushed. Small businesses are getting crushed. And it's really frustrating. I don't know if you guys have dealt with it, I'm sure. When I try to buy basic stuff like oven mitts or, things around the house, like little dish towels, everything's made in China. I was on Amazon and I couldn't find a single oven mitt made in the United States. And I was like, this is sad. We're supposed to be a great country and we can't do anything anymore. So as we build, hopefully as soon as a few weeks or a month, it'll be a website where you can go and get all the stuff for your home goods and find not only big businesses made in the US, but small businesses as well, because it's really annoying. And it's super annoying, to be honest, to put it together. I mean, just to go, because someone mentioned if you go to the shoe section, we have red wing shoes, but not all Red Wing shoes are made in the USA. So we had to specifically go with the Heritage brand, because that is made in the USA. And same, if you go to food and drink, it's bare. We're going to add a lot more. But we have Vermont Country Store. Not everything in the Vermont Country Store is made in the USA, but they have a made in the USA section. So if you click on that in the section, it'll take you right to the made in the USA section of the Vermont store. So that's how we're going to operate. We're going to filter it and just keep getting more and more efficient to the point where, it works. But just filter it yourself. We have a disclaimer at the bottom if you see, just for liability reasons. If someone tries to sue us or something because of a product they bought from another company, we're not dealing with that. But in general, same way I make my videos, working to really filter it the best and get it accurate. Someone said pin the website. It's usaproductsonly.com. It's at the top. I can't type right now that I'm live, but I'll try to pin it after the end. I'm going to read some questions after this. Someone said I'd pay for advertising on your site rather than pay for Facebook advertising. Yeah, well, we're not going to charge advertising for like a while. So that's our business model. We're going to roll it out for a month, 2 months, and have no income at all. It's just going to be completely free and operated. It's not expensive to run, so it doesn't matter. And then as we move on, the second thing we're going to do, we're going to add some sort of advertisements to the site. And then somewhere far down the road, we're probably going to do what you said. And, people could pay us to put their thing. But we don't want that for a long time. And I don't think, maybe never if it works out. So the first 6 months, if we get your website, you don't have to pay us a dime. We're going to put it there. We're going to feature it. We're going to put it in the section if you got good products, whether it's shoes, clothes, jewelry, art, you're a craftsman, you make furniture, whatever it is, just run it by our team. We'll put it up there. You don't have to pay us $1. So that's what we're building. And hopefully it turns into something bigger. But in general, even at this point, even if we can get 10 more sales, 20 more sales, 50 more sales for your business, for your products, or for American made products, I think we could start a trend and start doing that more, because it's really sad how much is not made here. And, the most basic, easy stuff to make just is not made in the US anymore. I'm going to read some comments, but that's pretty much the gist of it, just to wrap it up. And then I'll read some comments. I'm probably only going to answer questions about this, and then I'll go live later and we can talk about politics and stuff. But it's usaproductsonly.com. We have a footwear section, small business, clothing, home goods, food and drink, pet supplies, art, furniture, jewelry, candles, instruments, fitness. We're going to add dozens of businesses. We wanted to do a slow launch. And also, there's a news section. I only have one news article right now, but I'm going to focus on that for U.S. business. Apolitical, of course, it's going to involve politics, but anything that affects the U.S. in any way, I'm going to put on there. I have a top video section weekly. I'm going to just put up like top 10 videos and try to get more, attention to good content creators that are underrated in the United States. We have a contact section for you to contact us, and we're going to be busy over the next few weeks adding dozens of businesses. So that's what it is. And, I think it looks a little bare now, but in a few weeks, it'll be much more complete. We just didn't want to put the wrong companies. We didn't want to mislead people. And we also didn't want to fill it with big businesses. We'd rather do small, but it's very difficult. And even some of these companies, like I said, the Vermont store, when you go to their website, not everything's made in the US, only certain products. So we're doing our best to filter this. Maybe it could turn into an app sometime, maybe not. Someone said, make sure the food is all non-GMO. On the Vermont County store, you can look, but we're going to do our best. I think we have to, this is kind of complex to do, but we're aiming at like a building block sort of thing. We have it launched. Our next step is to get more and more websites. And then we always look ethically, but at a certain point, you can make your own food decisions. But, I want to say 6 months down the road, ideally where I'm at, I want to have hundreds of businesses, make it super easy, super clickable, hundreds of your businesses, art, all that stuff. And then also start weeding it out where we have the best products, the best quality, nothing sloppy, nothing bad. It's going to be a process though, but we'll get there. I agree with you. I don't want to sell trash stuff ever, but food wise, like on the store, that's on you to purchase, but we're going to do our best to not sell any trash. No doubt. Let me see. Someone said, I will never knowingly buy another thing from China. It's so difficult, even with wires and cables. Like, we have our work cut out for us, but I want to have a section for wires, cables, every little, thing that you buy for your house, made in China, made in China. Certain things you literally almost can't find. So hopefully we inspire people and factories and manufacturers to start even making more stuff. Once we get a lot of, every time I share something, it gets 30, 40, 50, 60, 100,000 like clicks. This is going to get a lot of views very quickly, but bring a lot of traffic to these businesses. Hopefully we can inspire some people who could do the job to get the job done. Because there's some things that you literally can't find made in the US anymore. And it's possible, it's doable, it's just not profitable. So if we can, boost incentives for people to make money, hopefully that'll bring, spearhead a whole new generation of people who make more things in America. So we'll see. We have high expectations, but we'll see what happens. Let me read. Someone said thoughts on Lynn Wood. I'll tell you what, I could get into all that, but I'll come live later. If you guys want, I'll come live later in like 4, 5, 6 hours, and I'll do more political stuff. So I'm going to keep this just to the website and answer questions about the website. Someone said Southwire is US and makes wires and tools. Thanks for the heads up. I'm going to, over the next week, we're reading, like I posted this on Facebook, got hundreds of comments. You guys have great suggestions, and we're going to look at all your suggestions, filter everything you say, make sure it's made in the US, and then we're going to add it to the site. But I figured you guys would have some good suggestions, and we want to help out your friends too. If you have a business, your friend has a business, they make anything, jewelry. Our jewelry section's almost empty because we know there's probably dozens of people who watch this that make made in the US jewelry. Hit us up. We want to feature you. We don't, no offense to other companies, we don't care that much about bigger business. We're looking to build a whole community to get stuff to US products, online shops. That's what it is, folks. Let's see. Handcrafted stuff is okay? Absolutely, yeah. So just email us, and when you email us, whether it's jewelry, art, any of the sections you have, or even if we don't have a section, let us know what your product is, and please just tell us the truth. Don't lie to us. If part of it's made in Thailand or something, just tell us and we'll figure out what we can and can't do. But just tell us where you make it. If it's made in the USA, crafted in the USA, where you get your products from, and we're going to do our best job to filter and help you out. So just don't lie to us, or we'll find out. I got a team of sleuths. Okay, we'll get to the bottom of it. Trust me. Someone said I'm excited about this anomaly. Thank you, Cherry. I love the idea. My friend actually came up with it. So it's me, him, and his brother. They're going to help me out. A lot of the email answering is going to be them. I don't even have enough time to answer my own emails, but they're great people, or else I wouldn't have done it with them. Great family, and it's just me and them two right now. We're keeping the overhead low, and as it builds, I think we can build something special. But I'm excited as well. Let me see. Lodge and Pyrex have some things made elsewhere. Yeah, it's difficult. I know Lodge. I have a Lodge cast iron skillet, and it's made in the U.S., but other Lodge products aren't made in the U.S. That's why we're not. I don't want to mislead people, and it's very difficult. So we're going to do our best. And what we're going to do eventually is have the products listed in directly. Like with Lodge, if some products are made in the US, some aren't. If we have anything on our site, we're going to try to make it the exact product. So it's bare now, but I promise you in a month or 2 months, it's going to be very specific, and we'll make it easier and easier and easier and easier as time goes on to know which products are and aren't made in the US. You go to certain stores, it says made in the US, you get it, it says made in Vietnam. It's a joke. In order to get a made in the US sticker, what you have to do, but also some companies abuse it and then sell products that are completely not made in the US. It's very difficult, but that's what we're here for, because it's annoying. Trust me, going over these websites was not easy. Someone said yummy on the fresh made cheeses. Yeah, the Vermont store is kind of cool. Let me see, read some more. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. What category would I sell paper crafts and other crafted things? Just email us, because this right now you see like home goods, food and drink. It's very broad. Art. It could go under art. It could go under jewelry. But if you email it to us, we'll find a place for it, and we're going to add more, have subcategories. This is going to expand very quickly. But we didn't want to do too much with an application. I'll give you our thought process. When you get an application, like sometimes people try to launch an app and it's so complicated. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, when they first started, they were all super simple. Once Facebook got billions of people or whatever, then they started making it complicated and taking over your whole lives. But if Facebook were that complicated early on, no one would go there. So we're going to make a whole directory, make it super simple and super easy. But we didn't want to have like 10,000, categories right at first and overwhelm people. We wanted to make it look nice and clean. And then we're going to build there. So even if you don't see a category for what you make in the US, don't worry about it. We'll find a way to add it. How do you contact? If you just go to usaproductsonly.com and go to contact. It's contact@usaproductsonly.com. But at the website, every page, it's on every page. If you click contact, it's on the contact. Any category you click, if you go to the bottom, it's got our thing. We put it on every page, because no matter where you look, we want to let you know that we're looking for more categories. So every single page it's on. Click on anything and then go to the bottom. It's there. Let's see. Someone said, we'll have to use discernment. I bought sheets from Sleep Number, had a tag with the American flag and the USA, material from China. Well, that's the thing that's difficult. And I'll be honest, even my shirts, it's made in the USA, but then they take materials elsewhere. I'm looking for ways to find things that are completely made in the USA. It's wildly difficult. I spent 4 hours a month ago trying to find a different shirt distributor that had 100% material made in the USA online that does drop shipping, and it's virtually impossible. That's why I love my hats. They're out of stock. Nothing runs right in the US anymore. Our whole country is like shut down, but my hats are awesome. They're made in the USA. They have flags. I love my hats. They were selling like hotcakes, and then they ran out of them because they're truly made in the US. And, I guess they don't have a high enough stock or a big enough team or something, but it's really difficult to find. So at first we're doing made in the USA. And as time goes on, we're trying to weed it down so you don't ever have to deal with that again. But right now, in order to get made in the USA, I think technically you can get products from elsewhere as long as you do some of it in the USA. For example, they could say made in the USA shirts. If they bring the shirts in from elsewhere and then embroider them or print them, technically it's made in the USA. At first, it's going to be tough to filter. We're trying our best, but in 2-3 months down the road, we had to launch it and not get too overwhelmed. But in 2-3 months, I'm going to try to make that as clear as possible, and maybe even have different sections where it's 100% all the materials are made in the USA. So you don't have to think about it, because At first, it's difficult. And even with our listing, on the website, say you're going to buy something from the Vermont store, just look in their description, because places are sneaky. It's like impossible to keep up with it. They'll be like, they'll pull a sneak attack on you. So that's our goal, is overall not have you deal with that. But at first, it's even hard just to find stuff that's made in the USA, let alone completely all the materials. It's ridiculous. But I get it. If you're doing 1,000 products, whether it's candles or books, I was talking to someone who makes books, and they said, I got my stuff from China, because if you're printing 1,000 books, in order to print it in the US, it's so expensive. And in order to print it in China, it's super cheap. So almost everybody's using stuff from I almost said outer space, overseas. It's so difficult. So we're starting with this. We're rolling the ball, and hopefully we can connect. We're looking at emails. Hopefully we can build a team and a network that we don't have to do this. Maybe this eventually leads to we're printing our own books in the United States. We're getting the paper in the United States. We're dealing with people who make the paper. That's the goal that I really want to have, is like really build our whole network. And as this goes on, read your emails, listen to your tips. Every time I say something comes up, because we have such a great network. Like I said, I need a haircut. I can't find a haircut because of the COVID. Everybody shut down. Somebody emailed me and they said, my daughter cuts hair. That's who cut my hair. Somebody's daughter who watches my videos. God bless them. I appreciate it. The haircut came out good, I think. But in general, and it's nice to not have longer hair. It's really annoying when taking a shower. But in general, that's what I want to do. I figured once I threw it out there, you guys would just pick up the ball with your companies, your contacts and stuff, and we'll really build something special. Someone said no outer space products. I agree. Someone said, so far I'm seeing high prices. Normal people can't afford. I make affordable wash dry rugs like $50 in the last decades. Well, Cindy, hit us up. This is not the be all end all. We could have sat on this for 2 months and really took a long time to add 1,000 businesses. But I said to my friend, I was like, let's get it right and let's just launch it. Because if we sit on this for 3 months, I'd rather launch it, have it not be everything you want, and start building that. So if you sell, that's perfect. You email me, and if you truly sell better stuff for cheaper, it'll be on the website within 2 weeks. So this is exactly why we launched it now. Let me know if you got the better products. Let's get it cracking. Can we get a replay of it? It's gonna replay. This replay is later on YouTube. Any live stream is a replay. I want to read this. Someone said, in some small businesses, it's impossible to have all the ingredients from the USA. They simply aren't grown on our soil. Totally. Same with like certain diamonds or something. Like if you make a certain jewelry, I'm learning as I'm building this site. If you make certain jewelry that has like a crystal or something, certain things are not found in the US. So we're trying to figure out where to draw the line. Right now, it's made in the USA. We're looking for the purest products, but certain things, it's not possible. You can't find certain crystals in the US. So we have leeway for stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? It's like there's certain things that you just don't find here. So we're doing our best job, because there's going to be made in the USA stickers on something, but that's the goal we're looking for. 100% made in the USA, or unless it's something so obscure that they just don't have it here. But not just that alone. It's got to have like all of the other pieces are made in the US. Someone said, can we buy stock? No, eventually we'll probably be open to investors or something, but we're open. But we have the business model we had in mind was everything free, 100% of profits, eventually run ads in a month or two, and then maybe further down the road, charge people for advertising. But we don't really want to do that right now. I think we just want to get people views and stuff. I don't know. We feel bad, especially in a pandemic, what they call it. We feel bad charging people like, hey, pay us $1,000 to be. We don't want to do that. We just want to feature you. So, way down the road or something, we'll figure out a better business model, but we're not really concerned with it right now. If we launch ads, we'll probably make enough off that. And we just don't want to gouge people. It's not the time. If our country gets back and everything is like fully operating, then we can do that. But until then, I've no desire to charge people right now. It's not going to happen. Someone said, how about made in Texas? It's made in Texas is good. Let me see. Maybe we'll do that too. Maybe we'll do like certain, if you guys love Texas, maybe a whole made in Texas section. We'll see. That's one thing. If I can digress real quick, and then I'll get back to your comments. I got about 2,000 people here combined. That's one thing that's really frustrating about this year. I mean, I've been very vocal about how disappointed I've been in Democrats, Republicans, and even the president and the Supreme Court, pretty much everybody. But in general, it's like, they're talking so much about China, and I get it. It's like China, but I feel like they're not really doing anything in the sense of like, you're saying we're fighting China, but we're getting their pharmaceuticals, their products, their masks. When I go to the airport, if I don't have a mask, I have to buy the masks. All the masks at the airport are made in China. So if we're really fighting China, how in the world am I forced to wear a Chinese mask? You better hope. I've been saying this to the president. No offense, but you better hope that you're not fighting China, because if they're fighting, they're going to be winning. Not only are we shut down while they're open, but imagine if we're fighting China and they're being forced to wear made in the USA masks at their airports. That sounds like Art of War, How to Lose 101. So it's like all this talk, and we don't see that much. I know this is not the be all end all. This is only a small piece, but it's like, what are we doing here? It's like, if we got to do a little bit more. Someone said, good job creating American jobs. Well, it's early, but that's the goal. More revenue, more jobs. That's it. We're on it. Am I on Parler? I am on Parler at Dream Rare. And please let us know too if you have any criticisms of the companies we have. Please let us know, because we spend a lot of time filtering. But even say like Gibson, they're made in the USA, but how many of their guitars are still made in the USA? Because when a company becomes, say, global, they're such a big company, they probably have places all over the place. So we're going to work on that. But I was like, let's just launch it today, and let's start getting tips, criticisms, and dozens of small businesses. This way, in 2 weeks, it's going to be a whole new website. I can't build a website with all your small businesses if I don't even know what they are. So I was like, let's get this out there, get the contact email, and then we'll do it. Someone said Trump's been trying to bring our factories back. No, I know he did a really good job, I think, the first couple of years. No question. I'm just saying this year was not ideal. That's I don't want to get into it. I'll make this not political. I'll do another one, but this year was not ideal. In the US-China trade war, I feel like 2020, we got the short end of the stick, no question. But Amanda, thank you. Appreciate you. Someone said vintage. We'll work on it. Like I said, I have a team that's going to be answering all your emails and checking them, and I'm going to be checking some too, but just let us know. Someone said, how can I get a My Pillow mask? Just put a My Pillow on your face with duct tape. That's how you make a My Pillow mask. Just duct tape a My Pillow. No, well, don't do it, because then someone's going to duct tape it and then sue me or something. So I don't know. That was a joke. Strictly a joke, folks. Let's see. I'll read a few more comments. Someone said, my publication employs Americans nationwide, and I'm proud of it. Mark, let me know. Yeah, please send us all that stuff. As long as if you think there's a place for anything you do on the website, please fill it. I would be thrilled in a month if hundreds of people that follow me, or 100 people that follow me, all have their businesses on my website and all see some sort of increase. That would make me very happy. So let's get it cracking. Am I more encouraged lately by Trump, etc.? I'll do another live stream later and talk about politics, this special election, January 6th. I'll do that later. I won't get into politics too much this live stream. I'll keep it to my business, and I'll keep it somewhat short. It's 28 minutes. I'm going to keep this under 40 minutes, and then I'm going to move on. Maybe 35 minutes. I think nice and short is good. Any more questions? Thank you, Betsy. I appreciate it. A few more questions. We'll keep it under 35 minutes. Short and sweet. What about digital products like music, said Karma? That's a good question. I think we will do that. We'll definitely add music at a certain point. So like I said, if you don't see the section, please give it to us. So with music, if you're a musician, absolutely. We'll add that at a certain point. And I want to keep it simple, but maybe we'll have dozens, hundreds of American musicians as well. So reach out. Can Canadians purchase? Yeah, anybody could buy it. I feel bad. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I know like a great artist in New Zealand. I feel bad because I was like, yeah, it's not the website for you, but it's all good. You could definitely buy all over the place. But that's actually up to the business. Some places ship worldwide, some places don't. So you got to check with them. Someone said make your own brand of shampoo. My friend wanted me to do that. I don't know. He was looking at places, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe. Is there a name of the website? Yeah, it's at the top. usaproductsonly.com. usaproductsonly.com. No spaces. Someone said the IRS is coming for U.S. small businesses. Yeah, I know. It's disgusting what they did. Trust me. This is part of the reason we launched this. You're welcome, Stephanie. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. And at first, I appreciate everybody sharing it and stuff. Thank you so much. But like I said, when you look at it, some of the stuff is bare. We're going to, in 2 weeks, it's going to be like times 4 in size, and it's going to have way more small businesses, and we're going to filter it even more. So thanks to everyone sharing it now. I'm having my team just work on it over the next 2 weeks. Add. So this time next week, you go to clothes. There's going to be 20 options, socks, all that type of stuff. We could have sat on it for a few months, but I was like, we got to get it out there. So this way we can intake your ideas and businesses, and then we'll get it really cracking. Some places don't ship to Alaska. Sorry, Alaska. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate your comment. Someone said you're inspiring, Anomaly. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I do what I can, but my friends inspired me with this one. They came to me with the idea, and I was like, that's perfect. And my audience would love it. So let's get it working. Let's see. Am I looking to hire anybody to work on your website, software developer? Probably not at the moment, but eventually we might expand. I'm trying to keep it simple because even for me, I'm doing so many different things, and I do all my own videos, editing, set up all that stuff. I'm exhausted. So with this, the deal was with my friends is I'm going to work on it. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to do some stuff, but they got to do a lot of the harder work or the more time consuming work like emails and stuff. So we don't need help at the moment, but at the, if it grows, that we'll be looking, we're trying to not overdo it. Sometimes some things take like 5 years to launch and it never gets out. So I was like, let's get it out there and we could build it from there. If we get too complicated, it'll never come out. Thank you, Jay Cole. Someone said the Maka Shed Farm on Kauai is definitely big time. Aloha, everyone. All right, we'll check that out. I love Hawaii. And it'll be cool too, because as soon as we get more of your stuff, like my goal is like in a week, I want 10 of your jewelry stores, all of your jewelry on there. And I want to hear that I'm getting more sales. So it's like, we only have one jewelry store. I could have added 30 jewelry places. I see a bunch of them made in the US, but I was like, especially jewelry. I know just from following people on Instagram, I already have multiple supporters who make jewelry. So that's a hard thing to sell and get traffic to. So I didn't feel like adding dozens of jewelry stuff. I figured we'll just fill it with ours. So it's bare for a reason right now. How do you donate? We don't really have a donation on the website. So I have my YouTube and Facebook stuff, but I mean, eventually maybe that could be a thing, but I'm sure my friends wouldn't mind your money, but in general, we'll figure out a way to make a revenue. We'll put ads on it in a month or two. We don't need, you could keep your money. If you want to wait a week or two until I have a bunch of US businesses and stuff that are from my audience, you could take that money and buy something from their store. But just give it, you could shop on there now. It's definitely helpful, but I would love to see that go to somebody who follows me. Maybe eventually we'll do something. Someone said, I can't help. I'll be off the grid for a while. Well, it sounds like you're going to be good, Ace. You're going to be made in the USA, cooking your own food. Someone said pretty echo spirit flutes. All right, I'll check it out. Working for e-commerce company. Someone said, mate, this is a good question, Trina. I kind of covered it, but I'll get to it. And then I want to end this in 5 minutes. I don't want it to be too long for other people to watch. Is it made and sourced in the USA? Right now, we did our best to do made and sourced in the USA, but I'm guessing if you go to some of the links, some of the stuff might be sourced outside. In order to get a made in the USA sticker or logo or represent it, some of the sources have to be made in the USA. Some can be outside sources. So there's certain, candles where 95% of the stuff comes from in the USA, but then they get part of the glass from overseas or something. So I had trouble with that because in order to find 100% pure stuff is very difficult, and they don't have to advertise it. So I did a lot of research. We're looking to make everything as much as we can 100% in the US, but right now it's just not possible. Even to find stuff that's mostly made in the US is so difficult. So we're working on it, but if you want 100% sourced in the US, you're going to have to just really, check with the store and the shop, because it's difficult. But that's our goal, is to build it to that point. But we were talking about it earlier, certain diamonds, certain jewelry, they don't have it in the US. So everything's made in the US, and then the diamond comes from overseas. That's a moral or ethical question I'll ask you guys too. Should we include that in the future? It's up for grabs. If something is literally not made in the US and it's not even possible to get it, does that disqualify it, or does that qualify it? These are questions that we're trying to work out, but I want to be straightforward about it, because it's very difficult, decision-wise, but also to find something that's not even partially. I'll give you an example before I leave. I said it earlier a little bit, but with Red Wings, for instance, we had Red Wings Footwear, and then I looked at the website, and only 25% of their shoes are made in the US. They have shoes from all over the place. So if you click on the link we have there now, it brings you to Red Wing Shoes Heritage. Heritage is all made in the USA. That's their brand. It's expensive, but some people like expensive boots, but also those are made in the USA. That's why they're so expensive. So that is, let me see. I'm just reading on there. All of that stuff is made in the USA at that. That's why we have that. Same with the Vermont. Everything on Vermont store is not made in the USA, but in the section that we lead you to is the made in the USA filter. So that's what we're doing so far. We're trying to be 100% accurate, obviously, but I'll read some of your comments. That's something that someone said, including other countries sans China. I did. If anything I saw on China, I tried to get rid of it. There were certain companies that was made in the USA with parts from China. I deleted all that. That's why the shop is so bare. We had 2 times as many stuff, and I found little mistakes, or at least even like made in China. I was like, let's get that out. I don't want any parts of that there. So that's the goal, is 100% away from China, 100% in the US. But certain things, it's very difficult. They don't advertise it, or they sneak it in. So, someone said eco-friendly or refurbished category. We're working on it. I think down the road, what we'll probably do within the next few months is have a section that says 100. We'll have a whole section that's 100% sourced in the US. So if it's in that section, made in the US, sourced in the US, every material came from the US. And then we'll have other ones for certain companies that have certain products like jewelry and other things that it's not even possible to get those diamonds or products from the US, and most of it's made in the US. We'll figure it out. But we want to be completely unreliant. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate it. Someone said 100% made in the USA is very difficult. No, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So for now, it's made in the USA. There could possibly be, some products from elsewhere, but I'll tell you, I did my best to not make that possible. For instance, like you go to Vermont store, I'm on it right now. This section is all made in the USA. So I'm just reading what the section says. If you click on it, it says all made in the USA. I'm curious. I don't know for sure because I'm not that store. Do they make the glass in the USA? Do they make the plastic in the USA? Is it all made in the USA, or is the food made in the USA? So that you get what I'm saying. These are things that as it goes on, I'm going to work on and try to be completely unreliant. If I see anything that comes from elsewhere, I'll try to be transparent about it. But I'm reading the section right now. It says shop products all made in the USA. We take pride in offering products made in the USA. We know that quality items don't have to come from across the globe. So they're claiming that it's all made in the USA. Is the glass made in the USA? I would hope so, because they claimed it. But at a certain point, if you really want to know, you got to email them and ask them, because we're doing our best, but we don't run these companies. So that's part of our plan in the next 2 weeks too, is we're actually going to call everyone on our thing. We're going to call every business that's on there and ask them directly. Call them and say, is everything made in everything? We're going to figure it out, and we're going to filter it as best as possible. But that's we already talked about that yesterday. Every one of these companies is going to be called, and we're going to figure out if they're really making everything in the USA. So that's what we're doing. Obviously, use your discretion, but we're doing the best that we possibly can. Everything on the site, barring an error that I made, which I doubt because I went over this for hours, it should be all made in the USA. But once again, we're calling every business. Someone said created in the USA. If it's made in the USA, it's created in the USA. So that's for sure. But they get tricky. Sometimes they bring some products in, they make it, they do something to it, and they claim made in the USA. We're getting to the bottom of it. We're going to call all these businesses. We're going to make sure if we have 20 businesses, I'll put it this way. If we have 20, I got to go because someone's here to help my friend and do construction. But if it's debatable and we have 20 businesses and 10 of them have products elsewhere, we'll just cut them out, use the 10 products, and use your businesses that are made in the USA. So we're working on it. Please give us a tip or anything that you see on the website. And within a month, we're going to add dozens of your businesses, filter everything out, and be as transparent as possible to let you know what's 100% made in the USA and what uses some type of materials. I'll be back later and I'll do a live stream, guys. But I wanted to cut this off anyway, so it's probably good timing. Thanks for watching. Any more comments or questions, ask us. And within a month or two, we should have dozens of your businesses up there and have it even more clear and make sure that it's as pure as possible. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. I'll be back soon.